Have you ever had a decision to make and you have two options? Obviously, you're going to pick the one that you feel like is going to be most convenient for you, is going to be the path of least resistance, and you'll still be able to get the results that you're looking for, right? The other option, you kind of weighed it, you looked at it, you felt like it was going to be too difficult for you to take that road, even though it still would have led you to where you're going to. You felt like, nah, going this way is going to take too much work, too difficult. I don't want to sign myself up for that, so I'll take this way, right? And the way that you end up taking, it seems like it's the easier way, the right way, but it actually is the harder route. And it's so wild when you sit back and think about it, because initially the route that you said that you didn't want to go down, you told yourself that you wasn't able to go down that road because of certain obstacles, things that you felt like you wasn't capable of doing, so you didn't feel like that would be the better choice. But it was. And what I am learning is, when you're faced with two obstacles, right? The one that you're trying to avoid is the one you actually should do. This actually is what I'm experiencing right now. I also experienced this when I was going to nursing school. The school that I graduated from is the school that I avoided because I did not think I was smart enough to take the entrance test, was the TEAS test. I didn't think I was going to score high enough because I had been out of high school over 15 years. So I'm like, that test is going to be too hard. I don't want to sign myself up for that. Just for me to try to go down a different route and go to a different school, and I was not successful. And I doubled back and applied to the same school that I didn't want to go to at first and scored very well on my TEAS test. And I know it's like, well, why would God want me to take the path that's going to be more difficult? Because that's going to be the path where He can build you and mold you. He can't build and mold you if you're not being tested. If you're in a situation where things are just coming to you so easily, you're not being challenged. What are you learning? What are you gaining? But when you're in a situation where you're being tested and you're being molded, God can do wonders with you. So you have to accept the challenge. You have to be put in situations where you're going to be challenged, because that's the only way He can continuously build you and mold you. He is going to get you to your destination, but there's going to be some areas where He wants you to go down a certain path so you can learn certain things. Anything that comes too easily is not sustainable. There's not going to be any longevity behind it. There's not going to be any good substance, any good fruit. Anything that you work hard for, you're going to cherish it more. You're going to appreciate it because you knew the work and sweat and tears that had to go into it for you to get to where you was. But if everything is just so easy, you take the path of least resistance, you're not going to appreciate it as much and you're going to take it for granted. So that's why God will put us in situations where He wants us to take the harder route. And it's not necessarily the harder route, it's the route that challenges us the most. That's why it's hard, because we don't want to be challenged. We want everything to come easy. Nobody wants to go through certain difficulties when, it's not necessary. But in some areas, it is necessary for God to build that character. And once you go down that road, you're going to realize it wasn't as hard as you thought. It was only hard because you underestimated yourself. But you're capable. And God knows you're as capable. That's why He sat back and He allowed you to make the decision that you made. But eventually you still came back to that original plan. And now you're open to doing it because you have a different set of lens. And you also realize the area where you thought was easy actually was difficult. So what do you have to lose now?